Ultramontanism refers to a robust and engaged form of Catholicism that acknowledges the Pope as its spiritual leader, a figure residing beyond the mountains, Ultramontes, the Alps, for much of Europe. The term ultramontane is relative. From the Italian perspective, it applies to the French, Germans, and others north of the Alps, a usage common in medieval church language. When a non-Italian was chosen as pope, he was labeled a Papa Ultramontano. This term appeared often in 13th-century records, but faded from curial vocabulary after the papacy moved to Avignon. The term resurfaced with a new meaning after the Protestant Reformation, which championed regional ecclesiastical control tied to political power, encapsulated in the phrase, cuius regio, aegis religio. Among Catholic nations, a parallel trend emerged, viewing the papacy as an external entity. Movements like Gallicanism and German regalism saw the Holy See as foreign due to its location beyond the Alps. Gallicans dubbed supporters of papal authority, whether regarding the Pope's church governance or infallible teaching, Ultramontanes, accusing them of abandoning local freedoms for a leader across the mountains. This wasn't entirely new. Even in Gregory VII's era, Henry IV's German foes were called Ultramontani. In both instances, the label carried a negative tone, suggesting disloyalty to local rulers or national churches. By the 18th century, the term traveled from France to Germany, where Febronians, Josephinists, and rationalists, self-proclaimed Catholics, used it to describe those loyal to the Holy See. It thus gained a broader meaning, encompassing all devout Roman Catholics. The French Revolution borrowed this contentious term from the old regime. The divine state, once embodied by monarchs, now resided in the people, growing increasingly secular and rejecting any higher authority. Against this state-centric ideology, Ultramontanes opposed atheists and non-Catholics alike, notably during Bismarck's Kulturkampf, driven more by national liberals than devout Protestants. In 19th-century Germany, the term became prominent as church-state clashes intensified, with defenders of ecclesiastical autonomy branded Ultramontanes. The Vatican Council sparked further attacks on the concept, and the Centre Party earned the nickname Ultramontane Party. Soon, the Anti-Ultramontane Reichsverband formed to challenge both the Centre and Catholicism broadly. This discussion aims to clarify Ultramontanism without delving into Catholic teachings on church or papal authority, covered elsewhere. Here, it's enough to note what foes mean by the term. For Catholics, equating Ultramontanism with Catholicism is obvious. Those opposing it are effectively resisting the faith, despite any disclaimers. A recent Catholic critic, Franz Xaver Krauss, outlined Ultramontanism as 1. Prioritizing church over religion, 2. Elevating the Pope above the Church, 3. Viewing God's kingdom as worldly, with Peter's keys granting temporal power, 4. Believing faith can be enforced physically, 5. Favoring external authority over personal conscience. Leichenberger's Encyclopedia adds that Ultramontanism fiercely opposes national church autonomy, condemns defenses of such independence, rejects state rights in ecclesiastical matters, and relentlessly pursues papal infallibility and temporal power as safeguards of spiritual rule. Opposition to Ultramontanism stems not just from rejecting Catholic doctrine on church authority, but from its implications. Critics falsely claim the Church seeks political dominance, that the Pope can depose rulers, or that Catholics prioritize Rome over their homeland. These are distortions or outright fabrications. It's neither fair nor scholarly to pin Ultramontanism to outdated theological quirks or medieval anomalies, like papal roles and imperial coronations, explained by historical context. A close look at the writings of rationalist Protestant modernist coalitions reveals their fight against clericalism, or Ultramontanism, is fundamentally a battle against uncompromising Catholicism, papal, anti-liberal, and opposed to revolutionary ideals.